Continuing on games based on epic movie titles, you cannot forget Harry Potter. The books and movie franchises have told some of the most popular and hence memorable stories ever. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone came out way back in 1997, with its movie adaptation coming out 4 years later, so it is a pretty old franchise. But when it comes to video games though, there hasn't been much to talk about. Once again, I'd like to mention that this list is completely an opinion of mine, so don't get all riled up in the comments about me missing out on your favorites. Although it was a little tricky to make a list because of the dearth of good game adaptations. I feel this list should do just fine. Alright then, here are the 10 best Harry Potter games ranked. Number 10, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, 2007. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire was heavily criticized by both users and critics for almost everything the game tried to achieve. This one tried to learn from those mistakes and opened up Hogwarts for open world exploration. Unfortunately, other than exploring the magic castle, the rest of the gameplay is fairly basic and there's frankly not that much to do. The game has you doing diverse mini quests for different people to recruit them for Dumbledore's army, along with other side quests that aren't as interesting. The fact that the game required you to learn different movements to cast each spell was probably the only reason the game was immersive. The game's biggest downfall lies in its mediocre graphics and how the character models only barely resemble their actual movie counterparts. If you don't seem to care too much about that, then it is a pretty entertaining game. Number 9, Book of Spells, 2012. Although it isn't directly related to the Harry Potter franchise, it still stands as a game in the same universe. Book of Spells is an augmented reality game based on the books authored by Miranda Gottschalk, famous for authoring several Hogwarts textbooks. The game is a sort of interactive reading of the book with beautiful visuals and solid storytelling. The gameplay is pretty simple, which is actually a nice change of pace. After choosing your Hogwarts house and wand, you'll see yourself on screen as you flip the pages of the book and learn each spell by repeating their incantations and gesturing with your wand. It may not be an action adventure epic, but it definitely is a very well knit vessel of Harry Potter lore delivered in the most immersive way possible. Number 8, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, 2004. This one was released to complement the movie in the summer of 2004, and it was a fun game to play. It just had a little too many flaws for the fun element to pop out. Since it was released almost entirely based on the movie, it didn't stray too far from the same path as the titles that had been released before it. Potter fans who can deal with the drawbacks will enjoy it. If you're not a huge fan of the franchise, you can skip it if you want, I guess. Number 7, Book of Potions, 2013. Much like Book of Spells, Book of Potions is based on another in-universe book, but this one is authored by Zygmunt Budge, a mysterious and eccentric wizard with a gift for potioneering. It's essentially the same game with somewhat updated graphics and focusing on the brewing of potions instead of spells. In a way, these games were like a window into the life of a Hogwarts student, and it felt much like attending the different courses taught at the school. Number 6, Harry Potter, Wizards Unite, 2019. So this one is sort of like Pokemon Go, and yes, those games count. Even though this mobile game might sound like a title that isn't worth it, you have to understand that video games come in all different shapes and sizes and are very playable when it comes to context. Wizards Online is an AR game that might not be the most creative thing around, as what it does is spray a coat of Harry Potter goodness on top of the geolocation game, just like how it is in Pokemon Go. That said, this doesn't make it any less fun for Harry Potter fans. The story isn't very lore friendly to be precise, but it's solid enough to justify your efforts in protecting the statute of secrecy of the Magic Society. You'll unlock new scenes and interactions with fan favorite characters like Harry himself as you progress through the game. Number 5, Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup, 2003. Since the beginning of the franchise, Quidditch has played a phenomenally important role to any Harry Potter fan. For example, if you think about it, who hasn't fantasized about being a magical jock and having everyone in Hogwarts ogling over you? Considering this, it was only natural that what's essentially a sports game with magic became one of the most beloved games the franchise has seen so far. Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup sees you rising through the ranks of the competitive Quidditch circuit and starting out managing rookies in Hogwarts until you eventually win the Quidditch World Cup. Pretty darn neat. This is quite easily the best Quidditch experience to date. Number 4, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, 2009. Their series' decline had begun well before the Deathly Hallows era, and of course, this one was not nearly as bad as the sequel. I mean, why else would it be so high up on the list? Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince lacked in many of the areas that made these games work. The dialogue wasn't pulled lines from the books or films. The writers filled in the blanks with their creativity, which was a hit and a miss. And Quidditch was at an all-time low after being turned into a placeholder on rails minigame. Still, the game is thoroughly enjoyable enough for any Harry Potter fan to play and have. In fact, have a great time multiplayer dueling, which is probably the best part of the whole thing. Overall, a game that could have been so much better, but somehow stuck around. Number 3, Lego Harry Potter Collection, 2016. So Lego somehow figured out a way to make their franchise just like a Lego building block. You knew exactly where it would fit in, and wow, did it fit in here perfectly. Through personality and humor, their video games saw considerable improvement from the LEGO creator days, exploring maps, making potions, and of course, collecting you-know-what pieces in various ways. We're talking about Horcruxes, if you didn't already know. Plus, reliving iconic scenes from the series in the charming and ever so hilarious style LEGO games are known for this perfect way to keep things fresh. It's so impressive that a company that practically had nothing to do with the series could make a franchise of games dedicated to doing justice to the movies in their own way, and also make games that are easily some of the best. Number 2, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, 2001. For anyone who's a fan of the Harry Potter games, the top 2 spots have to be these two. Despite not being quite so good as its sequel in the series, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone deserves a whole lot of credit for resisting the trend of terrible cash grab movie video games that were all over the circuit then. It does have some annoying elements in gameplay, but today we're admiring how good this game actually was. The care put into the Hogwarts exploration experience is remarkable. There are so many secrets of lore-rich details that I truly felt like Hogwarts student back in the day with this game. This one was something many didn't expect but were pleasantly surprised with. Number 1, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, 2002. Everything that the Philosopher's Stone did right, Chambers of Secrets did way better. This game was simply amazing for its time and remained superior to most of the series. In this game, the protagonist isn't Harry, but the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizarding. Exploration was very open, the puzzles were satisfying, progression was seamless, and it involved an enjoyable amount of backtracking. Each sealed area teased you with the promise of uncovering more secrets, which is what the movie was all about as well. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is, without a doubt, the best Harry Potter game in existence. You have got to play it to believe it.